All good, all good.
Oh, thank you so
Thank you.
much. No. Thank you so much for your time today. This is so awesome.
All good, no problem.
May I hit record? Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Can you hear me okay? Like everything's good?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Oh my goodness.
Recording in progress.
Wow, I honestly はじめまして。飯塚玲奈
は
です。
じめまして。OOSUNAARASHIです。よろしくお願いします。
はい。well, I'll do it in English, but oh my, like I was just like, so I play pro rugby. Like I was born in Canada. I moved to Japan 3 years ago because, probably similar to you, like I
Yeah.
felt the pull.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and because I grew up Japanese, like all that, when you leave the house and you go to
Yeah.
school, those values are Canadian values, but then when you come back in
Yeah.
the house, it's the
Yeah.
Japanese value.
Japanese value. Yes. Totally
Yes.
different. To
And
live between two culture is like, I won't say one of the hardest, it's the hardest thing in a human being to create the mentality of, like, how to think, how to feel. It's totally different. Like
mm,
Japan is way different than any other culture in the world.
mm.
So I totally understand what you're talking about.
No, I know,
Mm.
and like probably you don't have to say much, and I don't have to say much, but we understand some
Yes,
certain things.
got you. I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. And could you actually, yeah, kind of, I'm really curious about that because you came from like Egypt, right? And then you came to
Yeah.
Japan. Oh my, like that must been, and also at a time when there wasn't that many foreigners, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, because I remember like going to Japan around, like I'd go back and forth like quite a few times and just like not a lot of foreigners, but now living there, there's like so many of my neighbors are foreigners.
Yeah.
So it's just different, it's just new.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. There's a lot of foreigners right now in Japan. Like, even when you see on the internet, on the social media, there is like more foreigners posting about Japan, and I won't say just Japan, like in deep inside Japan, whatever, like the big places like Tokyo, like Osaka, like Fukuoka, like the main places around Japan.
Mm,
There is already foreigners who knows deep about this, and yeah, that's pretty good that Japan opened more for, like, the foreigners, open more to other culture.
mm,
The merge, the mix between, like, Japan, which is like, I consider Japan as like the only country in the world who still value the tradition, the old tradition has been like, which they have been uh, uh, on for hundreds of years. They
mm,
still have the same traditions right now,
mm,
which which is not so common for the rest of the world.
mm,
And I'm pretty sure that, like, the rest of the world, they need to know that. They need to know
mm,
how to value the traditions. Doesn't matter, like, from Japan, from Egypt, from Canada, from America. There is tradition. We need to get back to this tradition.
mm,
So yeah,
mm,
like, I love this. I love this step. When Japan opened more for foreigners, especially like young students,
mm.
which is like the new generation, the coming up generation.
Yeah.
So hopefully they find what they're looking for in Japan.
Yeah, I know. It's just like what I agree with what you're saying, it's like how does a country or how does a culture, like keep the core while also
Yeah,
evolving? That's like the
yeah,
hardest thing I think to
yeah.
navigate. And how, like for you, you're saying how, like you speak with, there's so many ways I can go, like so many questions I can ask, but you speak with Japan with so much respect, and that makes me really, where does that come from? Like what, like,
Okay. So let's say it like this. I literally arrived to Japan as a little kid.
mm,
So I was almost 19 at that time. That was the first time I arrived to Japan. And from the first moment I got to Japan until the last moment I left Japan, it's I would say that in that time, the period of time when I was inside that, I would say that the most important part of my life,
mm,
I didn't know that I was learning in that time until now.
Hmm.
So when I think about it in the recent, like when I think about recently, yes, like we like I was in my 20s. I won't say, like I strong, a win. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm
Hmm.
not thinking about like values, whatever. No, I'm like just I would
Hmm.
say like that power you have in your character of now. I'm a fighter. I will win. I'm a hero. Like I'm
Yeah.
still young. I didn't even like recognize how big
Hmm.
the what I have is.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
didn't know the real value of being the first and the only professional soloist from Africa, Middle East.
Hmm.
For me, like I would, it was nothing for me because I was just like 20 years old kid who fight, who win, and who get paid after that.
Hmm.
I didn't know like, the real image behind the scene.
Yes.
So for now, as a 33 years old dad for
Hmm.
three boys,
Hmm.
I would say that like if I kept teaching them about I stayed in Japan for 9 years. About those 9 years of my whole life, it won't be enough to explain to them how value it is,
Hmm.
how much I learned from it. Even with all these mistakes I've done,
Hmm.
I've learned a lot.
Of course. Yeah.
And if I come back again, I will do the same mistakes so I can learn what I learned right now.
Right. Right. That's awesome.
You
No,
know,
that's
it's
beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah, no, it is. And like so you didn't realize like because I think I also understand, when you're a person with a goal and a mission, right? You're just thinking, that's where it is. All right, I'm gonna go. That's what
Yes,
I have to do. All right, I'm just gonna do it. So
yes.
and also being young and all of that contributes.
And like being young also, like it's just like I'm gonna switch off. You switch off everything, and
Mm,
like that's it. Like switch off. You switch off from the whole picture,
yeah.
and which is yeah, like I would say all the young generation they do this. They like because they gotta get into mistakes so they learn.
Mm,
Because like I believe that we won't learn when we get old.
yes.
If we get old and we're still learning now, that means we did some yeah, that was something wrong before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
So it was
oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
so like for me, like this whole experiment in Japan, yeah, like it it made about like 99% of who I am right now.
Mm, mm. That's awesome though. Like that's, I'm biased, but I think that's awesome. Like I think,
I've
no, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, like I know what you mean. It's all about, how you seeing it from how you seeing it right now
Mm,
and how can you judge yourself?
mm,
Because I always believe like the only person who can judge me is me.
mm,
So if I can judge myself right and I can see, I did this mistake, I did that wrong. How can I fix it right now? And it's not even fix it. How can I like build?
mm,
So to build, you need a clean area, then you can build on it.
mm,
So and this is what like yeah, I'm using this in what I'm doing right now of my life, pretty
mm,
much in everything.
mm,
And yeah, I feel it's helping. It's helping with developing everything.
So what do you mean you need a clean area to build? Like you need to self-reflect to build, you mean? Like, or what do you mean?
I so what I mean is like first of all, like clear mind as soon
Mm,
as you know what the mistake you've done and how to avoid it
mm,
in the upcoming time.
mm,
Yes, that's the most important thing. It's not to fall in the same mistake,
mm,
at least for the third time. First
mm,
time is fine. Second time is okay. Third time is not. Third
mm,
time is there's a hazard in the third time.
mm, 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 mm. Mm, um, so you didn't when you came to Japan at 19, like you didn't
Mhm.
Was it because you were so focused on the goal, in your future and all of those things that you didn't realize, like, was there any shock, or was there anything like
When
that?
when do you mean, like, when I got the shock, you mean? Like,
Like for example, when I went to Japan, uh,
uh-huh,
I think I was a little bit naive, or also just so excited to
uh-huh,
start my journey that
yeah,
like I didn't r- I didn't care at the beginning
uh-huh,
about the difficulty.
yes,
I did wasn't thinking, but eventually it compounded, it added, and then I
yes,
realized the difficulties. Um,
yes.
so I was just wondering for you what that was like.
Okay. So the thing is, when I got to Japan for the first day and I joined the sumo stable, so my oyakata, the first thing he told me, oyakata is like a stable master of in sumo. He told me, "Hey, you gotta be careful because Japan is a whole different world than the world you know.
Mm,
Not just this, sumo is a way different world than Japan itself."
right.
So yeah, so and it's not easy for Japanese themselves to come and live inside the same state. So during my career, I've seen about like 3 to 5 wrestlers, Japanese, like kids, like 17, 19, 17 to all the way to 20. They joined the stable 5 days to 10 days maximum later, at the middle of the night, they got. They
Mm,
just run away because they cannot live with all these rules around them. They cannot handle the difference between the life they live outside the swim stable and the life they live inside the swim stable. Because inside the swim stable, like, you have to wake up at 5 o'clock, you have to clean the toilets, you have to be the mawashi, which is the sumo belt, ready for the old wrestlers, and you have to wait for them until they wake up and they come down, and you help them wearing the mawashi. And after
mm,
you help them wearing the mawashi, you put your mawashi on by yourself.
mm.
And until the end, until you are ready to tie it up, you have to go, you bow,
Yeah.
すいません。ちょっとマワシしてみてください。So you ask, yeah, please, like, tie up my mawashi. And after he do this, arigatou gozaimasu. You have
Yeah.
to thank it. Then you have to run to the training, which where the dohyo at. You have to clean it and get it ready because the oyakata is coming in 10 minutes. The other is coming 5 minutes. Training start. You are like, I wouldn't say slave, but in that time, I would say, oh my God, the horrible, they asked me to clean the toilet, they asked me to clean, no, I can't do it. That was in that time, oh my, like those people are really hard. But right now they know how to create a man. The
Mm,
so literally, um whatever the life you live when you are 15 all the way to 20s, you just nothing but spoiled kid. So
mm,
when this spoiled kid leave his world and literally join a small room full of other people, a lot of other people,
mm.
and you are the lowest one, you are the little one, you're gonna clean, you're gonna cook, like, this song, like, I cook, I clean, I
No, no, I don't. I don't.
yeah, yeah, there's an American song, I don't remember,
Oh,
but
oh.
so it's literally like this for you as a new wrestler. You're gonna clean, you're gonna help the other wrestlers, you're gonna cook, you're gonna do pretty much all the work any housewife has to do.
Mm, okay.
And at the same time, you're gonna live like an army. However, like older than you, he will tell you, hey, clean the toilets right now. You have to go and clean the toilets right now.
Mm,
Do this right now. You have to go and do this right now.
mm.
So it's not easy at all.
No, no, no. Oh my goodness. Hi.
Yeah, he just wake up from his nap.
Yeah, he loves his daddy. I love that. That's awesome. That you have
Yeah,
kids and yeah, all those things that you learn you could pass on, to the next generation.
yeah, that's
That
true.
I love hearing that like yeah, that's just I have so much respect for you and I have so
Thank
much
you.
respect for, no, yeah, for sure. Especially, like those traditions, the sumo style because it's hard. Like I haven't done it, but I
Yeah,
know it's hard, like you can respect it. Um
yeah.
yes, yeah. And I'm just in awe. Like what are other I'm so curious because
あ、
日本人けどあんまり
うん。
相撲あんまり
相撲のことわかんないんですよ。
そうそうそ
いや、
う。
そ
Yeah.
う。なんか、日本人が相撲の中の文化がわかんないんですよ。
うん、でもそれなんでかな。
まあ、なんでかな。It's like, okay, here's the thing. In sumo, like what what the Japanese see it from sumo is the outside cover.
うん。
So yeah, they know they clean, they know they help each other, they know they train, they fight, they know they have a hard life. But they know they have a hard life, but they don't know how hard they live
うん。
inside it.
う
So
ん。
all what they see from the sumo wrestler, oh, if they can see the keiko in the morning, the training in the morning, or they go to the basho, the home basho, they fight, they win, kachikushi, makikushi. So they know the big, the main points around sumo,
うん。
but how the cooperation it is inside sumo, it's like a whole system,
う
a
ん。
whole system. It's like a whole life system inside sumo.
Like its own little ecosystem and way and
Yes,
yes.
yes, exactly.
Wow. So what's one of the if you're allowed to share because I know also too like it's a sacred space, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and so like if you're allowed to share maybe one of like the most difficult things or something that's happened within the that space.
Okay. Um,
If not,
most
that's okay. There's
difficult.
there's there's no
No, I know.
pressure.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just like I want to give you a good, a good thing which
Mm.
will not be, any harm from it back like later on.
I know, no, I know what you mean. No, I know what you mean. I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
No, no, you're good. No, no, all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest about this, from my experience, the hardest thing any sumo wrestler can go through when he moves from the lower rank to the higher rank. So
Mm.
in when he moved from Makushita to Juryo, when in Juryo he's a secretary, you are a whole different level.
Hmm.
So there's in sumo you got like almost 2,000 wrestlers, almost 2,000 professional wrestlers inside the Nihon Sumo Kyokai, the pro sumo in Japan. From those 2,000 wrestlers, you got only a couple hundreds at the top.
Mm.
So which means like imagine with me that all those 2,000 wrestlers, they have been living all this life in the lower ranks, and only 200 just go up.
Mm.
Do you know the switch from being you don't get paid and you live like a slave, but it's not a slave, but I'm trying the closest word for
Mm.
me as a person who lived that life, yeah, you
Mm.
would feel it like this. You would feel so offended
Mm.
by so many different way possible in that time.
Mm.
When you see another wrestler, hey, clean the toilet. Eh, Kora, santo gre, show. Oh my God, why yeah? So all this switch off in 1 second when you just get the kachikoshi in Makushita and you move to Juro, you become a secretary.
Mm.
What happened? Before you were living with everybody in one room.
Mm.
After that, you have your own room.
Mm.
That's like literally your own privacy. You have your own room, your own bathroom. Other wrestlers, they live 10, 20 years.
Mm.
They have been 20 years in sumo and they never saw this.
Mm.
So, and for a wrestler like me, I did 1 year and 3 months.
Mm.
So living just 1 year and 3 months. So my whole like life was just as a slave in the past 1.5 year.
Mm.
In 1 second, I'm getting paid before I never get paid. I'm getting paid. I have my own room. I have enough money to rent an apartment outside. I can leave the sumo stable anytime I want.
Mm.
Everybody around the street recognizing you.
Mm.
You literally become more famous in a matter of second. So this whole switch, if you couldn't control yourself not to live in it, you will be very successful.
Mm.
Because it's not easy for like I wouldn't say even a foreigner, for Japanese wrestlers themselves. If they took 2, 3 years at this low level and suddenly out of nowhere they're getting paid, they're getting famous, they have their own freedom, they have it like their own money, of course they will either will go crazy or they will do many wrong decisions.
Mm.
Let's take all this and put it on all the foreigners and look at it from the very beginning. Each and every foreigner wrestler has been in sumo. They always had some problems, some troubles. It's this is the only, like, I believe that this is the only reason for that.
Mm.
The switch they had from, because most of the foreigners, they come from like I wouldn't say a hard life, but way different culture, still
Mm.
harder than the life they're gonna live in Japan.
Mm.
They don't have the freedom they have when they become a sekitori.
Mm.
So whatever the hard life they're gonna have in Japan, they had harder life in their country before they moved to Japan.
Yep.
So having all this, and suddenly you become a sekitori, you got like money, freedom, power, being famous. Yeah, like it's if you couldn't control all that, and I would like not even control, at least take it step by step.
Mm.
Yes, it will go out of your control because you're still
Mm.
learning, you're still a kid.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
this is what I see pretty much like the hardest, um I won't say problem, but I would say like a trap.
Mm.
Like a trap, all the rest is fall in it.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
The fame, the money, the power, it controlled them because it happened at one day. Because
Mm.
but 今日寝て明日番付発表。番付発表。
Mm.
Osunaarashiじゃない、Zeki. You,
Mm.
you change it from
Mm.
Osunaarashi to Osunaarashi Zeki.
Mm.
So when you hear all the other wrestlers at your sumo stable who were like, I wouldn't say humiliating you, but who were so hard and so strict on you, when they talk about you, you got like, この外人がオーソナーラシ。Now, 彼はオーソナーラシ的、
Mm.
私の部屋の関取。You see the difference all happen in one night.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what drives the wrestlers crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
If can you just give me 1 second? I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Of
Okay.
course. Take your time. Hello. Okay.
Hello.
I I was so curious because I was on YouTube and I was like watching videos and it was very very cool to see and honestly, like I'm not making it up. I think because I visited Japan a few times and I remember a couple times I was at my great grandmother's house And
Mm.
I remember watching some sumo competitions, and I feel like I may have seen you. Like I may
Mm.
have watched you before, but I
Yeah.
was like I was I must have been like around 10 or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I feel like I've seen you because when I was watching it,
Yeah.
I'm like, this feels so familiar. Like I feel like he's inside my brain somewhere. So it's just
You
kind
know,
of full circle moment.
it happens to me like a couple times here in America. So sometimes when I'm just walking in the street, like some like it happens like 2 or 3 times. Japanese like and young the like you're talking about the in 20s.
Yes.
They just like see me. "あれ? 誰かな?" So and most of them don't recognize it because like the beard, the hair. So they feel like you look so familiar, but can you tell us your name? 自分じゃないよ。俺じゃないよ。
Yeah, I'm not, I'm
他の人。
not, I'm not who you think. I don't think I'm not who you think I am.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. Um, do you think? No, sorry, not do you think, but one thing that I was really like fascinated by was, if I'm not mistaken, you're Muslim, right?
Yes.
So, okay, that's huge because in sumo, the diet, everything like so to adhere to certain things while being Muslim, like for example, fasting during Ramadan.
Yes.
I'm just so curious
Yes.
about that because I grew up in Toronto, and then
Mm,
I have many Muslim friends. So I remember, especially, I had a couple teammates who were, they were doing Ramadan, and we
mm,
had games. So
yeah.
watching them go like the whole practice without like water or
Mm,
like I was just like,
crazy.
"Are you okay?" Like, "Are you
Yes.
okay?" So yeah, can you just elaborate a little bit on that?
Okay. So again, I would come up like with what I said at the beginning that I didn't take it as a big thing back then.
Mm,
So for me, what is new? I've been fasting my whole life.
mm,
New. I've been training while I'm fasting. So there is nothing new to me.
mm,
It's so right now what's going on? I'm training. Okay. I was training too. Like what's going on right now? Like I'm fasting. I used to fast my whole life.
mm,
So there is nothing new I'm doing right now.
mm,
This is why, like when I was training and fasting, and when I was fighting and fasting back then, it was not like it was not a big a big problem for me back then. So I didn't take it as like a challenge, but as much as I take it as it is it is what I've been doing my whole life.
mm,
But in that time, it was like a new thing for Japanese. So the whole focus was on it in that time.
mm.
So how come you can live with fasting and fighting at the same time? How come when you like fight and fast, do this and fast, do that and that? So it was like uh for them, like I'm doing something impossible, but for me, this is what I'm like. No, if because if I took it back then that I'm doing impossible, no, I will like that will be the end.
Mm.
But this is my daily base now. Like I've been a Muslim my whole life. No, it's not the first time being a Muslim. So you've been fasting. So
Right.
right now, yeah, to fast right now while you train, no, it's not a problem.
Mm,
So yeah, so like I took it that way, so I didn't I try not to see that I'm not doing something big
mm,
because everybody around me they see it big. So the
mm,
media see it big, even when Ramadan, hey, like I have a camera followed me everywhere, like he's praying 5 times, and like I have the camera with me 24 hours. Like, I have a camera with me 24 hours, and like from the moment I wake up when I go to the training, doing everything. And how can come up you live like there's no water, no food, and believe it or not, when I was fasting and when I was in the Makuuchi, yeah, I thought this, yeah, hmm, yeah, yeah, yeah. So my biggest record in Makuuchi when I was fasting, and I had like 10-5, Jushu Gohar.
Mm.
And that was like the I did it twice when I was fasting. It happened like 10-5, 10-5.
Mm.
So it's like in that time, no, it was not a big thing.
Mm.
It's what you've been doing usually in your whole life.
Yes, yes.
So
Wow. No, I love the mentality. No, I love that. I just have two more questions.
mm,
So, what you're doing now. So, you were explaining a little bit before, like you were you're bringing sumo more
yeah,
accessible to America. Like you made your own
yes.
dojo, or yeah. So, can you elaborate that and why and stuff like that?
Okay. So my whole idea was like when I retired, I wanted to copy the idea of having a professional sumo into our world, but it was pretty much hard to take it as it is, and I want to take it as it is.
Mm.
In that time, I was like when I retired, I was 26. I
Okay.
tried to take the idea of the professional sumo into Arab world. I tried with Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Emirates, and I couldn't get it done back then.
Mm.
So like for me, it was like there's something wrong. Why I couldn't do it?
Mm.
Like for them, I'm a superhero. I'm the first and the only wrestler, da 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 da, from Africa. So I'm the only one from their type, with like the Arab people,
Mm.
to be a pro sumo wrestler.
Mm.
So why couldn't I did that? Like why couldn't did that back then? Until like it took me about like a year, one whole year to come up with this idea, which is the entertainment for the people around the time. Let's say in general, it was WWE. So when I was a little kid, the only sport I was watching on the TV was WWE, and I had a superhero. I remember when I was like in 10 years old, all the way to like 17, 18, I was watching the WWE even before that. So, and after that, WWE went down and MMA came up. So a lot of audience who had the pro wrestling as the main entertainment method for them,
Mm.
they moved to UFC. Why? Because UFC are more action, more round, more realistically story. So
Mm.
it's not as fake show as the WWE,
Mm.
which is like when I was little kid, yeah, for me this fake show was like really good. I loved it. But when I become 15, 16, 17, oh man, it's
Yeah.
not it's yes, it's not so interesting. It doesn't attract me like before. So what and that's what let people get away from the WWE. When they move to the UFC or like the MMA, they liked it because of the action. They liked it because I won't say violence as much as I say like a hard technique. There is a real fight. There is
Mm.
more entertain in the bigger move.
Mm.
And until like the when a lot of families are watching this, they start like feeling not good from seeing a lot of blood.
Mm.
So there is still a big gap at the entertainment mentality from the pro wrestling to the MMA, which
Mm.
is there's a space for something to get into this mentality, not just Americans, for the whole world.
Mm.
So for me as a professional sumo wrestler, how to come up with something close to my dream and get it fulfill this gap. So I came up with the idea of what if we come with we take sumo, which is the oldest sport in the history, and nobody knows about sumo anything but traditions. So what if we mix the traditions with the modern time and come up with a new thing can fit between the pro wrestling show and the reality of the MMA. So, and I'm working on a project, like I don't want to call it just sumo because sumo is only in Japan.
Right.
So, and I want to cooperate with them at the future
Of
for
course.
making this bigger. So I came up with the idea of like combat sumo. What is combat sumo? It's a 3 rounds match. So if like me fighting, let's say me fighting Wakanoho, first round, I win, 1 point for me. Second round, he win, 1 point for him. We still got third round. Whoever win, he won the fight. So this is one of the things we put we mix it with the new techniques, new rules. So, and everybody has to wear shorts too. It's not butt
Yeah.
naked on the mawashi.
Yes, yes.
So it's acceptable in Japan, and other people accept it because of Japanese tradition. But I'm presenting it as a Japanese sport with a modern tradition which will fit the young generation side. Because I wouldn't believe that like 17 or 18 years old a boy or a girl will watch sumo. Yeah, he will be happy to see it for the first time, but I will not be happy to see a naked butt second time.
Right, yeah.
So I want them to get busy with the entertainment. There will be a story from the 3 rounds. There will be you as an audience, you will have enough time to make a relation between you and the wrestler. You will know, you will have your favorite wrestler. You will wait for the next match for him to come. So I've been working on this, and the good news is my first show gonna be on December 13th.
13. Okay, December 13th.
Yeah, this December 13th. So hopefully I believe it will be a great beginning, and you will know the updates
Yes,
when
yeah.
what happened after the meeting.
Yeah, I'll see, and I'll watch, I'll keep up to date on your Instagram. And no, that sounds exciting. No, I'm very
So
excited just to see it,
yeah,
yeah, no, that's awesome. That's so cool. And that takes a lot of guts and a lot of courage. And I'm sure
and
a lot of work. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yes, that's true. Like I believe it's because I've heard that by doing this you will break the traditions of sumo. You will be like disrespecting sumo, because I had I would say a trial last year. I had a big event in Madison Square Garden, New York, and we did a 7,500 tickets sold out.
Ooh.
Yes.
Whoa.
That what literally give me like, yes, there is a big gap. So last year we worked for a whole year. We started with the small events, literally we made 100 tickets out of 300 seat. We made 200 out of 500 seat. 2 months after this, we announced that we're gonna have a big event. We made 3,000 out of 4,000. Oh, we going so fast. People has ability. People has enough space in their mind to accept and to get attracted and to get connected to a new method of entertainment.
Yes, yes.
Okay, boom. Do another big stadium, Prudential Center. We did 6,800. Sold out, which was the biggest surprise for everyone.
Really?
Sold out six. Yes. Next, all this happened in literally 8 months.
Wow. That's awesome.
So yes. And then we stopped for a whole year because back then it was not like creating an association as much as we trying with the market,
Yeah.
how the people accept it. And yeah, since then I've been working on it, and we're gonna be officially going on from next December 13th.
That's awesome. Like I'm really excited. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Big,
Thank you
no,
so much.
that's huge. No, I will be watching. I will be supporting. That's so cool. That's awesome. No, I love that.
I
And
appreciate it.
sometimes, like for example, sometimes you go to a place, it's like the sushi isn't like authentic or good or like, because I'm in North America, not
Uh,
um for example, Japan, like if I'm eating that sushi, right? Or like even here, I'm
yes.
in New Zealand now, I'm like, the sushi is like,
Yeah.
but I do have a friend that's a chef, and he did tell me, he kind of opened my mind a little bit, like,
Mm.
um, maybe 5 years ago, he's like, yeah, it's not authentic and it's not as good, and it does, it's not
But it's
those
different.
things, but um, it introduces people who may have not
Yes.
tried it before or who may have been timid. And if they like fried chicken wrapped in rice, then maybe
Yes.
eventually 10 years from now they might try tuna wrapped in, and so
Yes, exactly.
it's the introduction, and it's there's different ways of doing it and appreciating, the deeper meaning behind it. So I think what you're doing is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Last thing that I'd like to ask is there something that like is there a question that you don't really get asked that you wish you were asked, or something that's never really been asked that you'd like to touch on, or it's a kind of open floor, like an insight you have recently or anything like that. It's kind of open floor.
I would say um there's there's so many things about any athletes people doesn't need to know
Mm,
as much as because like when I'm a fan of let's say John Cena, I'm his biggest fan. So I used to watch him when I was a little kid.
mm,
I never like know who like where he's having dinner last night.
mm,
You know what I mean? Even here in the US, it's not important for the people like what he was wearing last night.
mm,
In Japan was different.
mm,
In Japan, like people has to know like what did you eat, what did you wear, where did you sleep, how
mm,
many hours you sleep. And I would say, yeah, like as a tradition and as a part of the culture,
mm,
you are not a regular human being. You have some spiritual connection with the sport, with the sumo, with the god, which has to be attached to the people. And it is really, really hard for like a foreigner to know the back picture of this, even if he lived all his life in Japan 10 times. It's
mm,
very difficult. Like I see it right now because I'm away from the picture. So I see my home picture, just my picture, not other people, but I see my picture right now. Yeah, there is, I wouldn't say like uh, uh, a question I wish people ask me as much as I wish it was an open floor
mm,
that like you accept me as I accept you.
mm,
Because me, I would never get involved in the Japanese culture for whole 9 years without me accepting it.
of course.
Yeah. So before accepting it, it's like a mutual accept.
Mm,
So I accept the difference, and I'm the difference for the culture,
mm,
and the culture is different from me. So
mm,
if we both accept each other, we will live next to each other. This is what happened with me.
mm,
Okay. So it's yeah, it's as you just said, it's I wish it would be better if it's like more as an open floor.
Mm,
We things could be easier of acceptance and explaining back then. But
mm,
otherwise, no, I'm really, really happy. I still have like enough space with the Japanese and whoever around sumo and a big fan base for Osunaarashi,
mm,
which is I really appreciate that. And I'm pretty sure that Japan, all people around sumo, even the whole world will be surprised about what's coming next because well like what I told you earlier, nobody knows about it yet. We all
mm.
work like we didn't even announce it. Even like there is no social media. Our social media and the website will be published in 13 days from now, like
Okay.
almost 2 weeks.
Mm,
So it's it it's like gonna be a big surprise, and hopefully
mm,
it will be a good surprise and
mm,
will be like I believe gonna be a big change at the future of the entertainment sports in the world.
No, I'm super excited too, because like, no, it's just awesome. Like, you think sumo and you're like, but then you watch it and you're like, whoa, this is cool. Like, this is
You
very,
know,
yes.
one of our slang is so we call it World Elite Sumo,
Okay.
WES.
Okay.
So one of our slang is like World Elite Sumo is not your granddaddy sumo.
It's our
So
sumo.
this it's not like it's what I mean by that is like no, it's not the traditional sumo. You might get like boring somehow after watching it for like 2 3 months.
Mm,
You know, it's trying to get to that generation, to that. I want to fill
right,
that gap
right,
with the sport I fall in love with in my whole life.
right.
I tried so many kind of sports. No, I didn't love anyone but or anything but sumo. I
Mm,
might be unlucky, but no, I see myself the luckiest person to fall in love with this sport.
yes.
So I'm like reimagining it. I'm trying to reproduce it to
Mm,
the new generation around the
mm,
world to
mm,
fulfill the gap of
mm.
the entertainment method.
For sure. No, I think that's important too, like to keep the sport alive. Like I
Yeah,
think that role is really important and we need people like you and we need people like that, because it's how do you keep something that's so special alive? And maybe you have to innovate a little bit. And I think you also
exactly.
yeah, and
And
go ahead.
the thing is, like, people just need to know that word. Like, there is no danger of innovating something.
Mm, mm,
There is no dangers of if I like take off my kimono and I put an Egyptian galabeya, Egyptian dress.
mm,
There's no danger of taking like the Japanese kimono and put an American T-shirt with a American eagle. You know,
mm,
it's like,
mm, mm.
but I'm still Osunaarashi. With the
Of
kimono, I'm
course.
Osunaarashi. With the Japanese dress, with the Egyptian dress, I'm Osunaarashi. With the
Mm,
American T-shirt polo, I'm still Osunaarashi.
you're right.
So sumo is sumo.
Mm,
However it look, still sumo.
mm,
It's still like it's still the Japanese sport.
mm.
So it's hopefully like the people in Japan will see as I'm seeing it, and hopefully it will be a reconnecting again between me and Japan because honestly I always believe I grow up there. I went there
Yes.
like as a little kid and I left Japan as a grown man.
Yes.
So the way they put their morals and the way of they raising me, yeah, I would appreciate that my whole life. Like
For
because
sure.
I see myself as a total different person
Mm,
than I would be in Egypt, or if I spend that in America, if I spend that anywhere else, it would be different than I would be a different person than I am right now from being we're in Japan.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Thank you so much for no, this is
Thank you.
I'm just gonna stop the recording, but don't go anywhere.